Hey everyone, welcome to Stand in Power. This is Lisette Lee with my special guest today, Michelle Sorensen. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to do this interview for us.
Thanks for coming in. It's so awesome to be a part of this. I'm really excited. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Michelle Sorensen is one of the owners here at Price Busters Pool and Spa, and that's not the only thing that she does, but I want to let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about what she does.
Thanks. Yes, my husband and I are the owners here at Price Busters Pool and Spa. We do a little bit of everything here. We sell hot tubs and swim spas. We also sell the chemicals, the parts for spas. We have 2 technicians that go out and do service work on spas, and then we also have a pool route that we do if you need help taking care of your spa or your pool. We don't just focus on the spas. We can do the pools too. We can do pool cleans, filters cleans, pardon me. We can also do heater installs and all that kind of stuff too. So
You guys do a lot.
So yeah, or if you've got an older spa and you need it removed and a new one put in place, we can do that, or just remove the old one too. We can do all that kind of stuff too. Or if you just need parts or different things too, if we don't have it, we can usually get it for you.
Well, that's good that you offer all of those services, and it's just great to go to one place and pretty much find everything that you need. Well, tell me a little bit about what you're passionate about.
My passion is, I find that it's really hard to find honest people. We get a lot of customers that come in here. I'll give a prime example. We get customers that come in thinking that they need a new motor, and they bring their motor in because my husband can rebuild motors here, and they say they need a new motor, and so we offer to test it for them and see if they actually in fact do need a new motor. Sometimes it's as simple as they need the capacitor changed, or they have a bearing that needs to be changed or something like that. So we've actually been able to save customers money, and we get a lot of customers saying how they appreciate we didn't just sell them a new motor. We actually took the time to investigate and see if they actually did in fact need a new motor. So we get that a lot from a lot of customers. So for me, my big passion is being honest with customers, letting them know what is needed, what isn't needed. When we go out to a job, we won't just automatically do a whole bunch of repairs. We will do it in small increments to try and save them money too.
Yeah, and that's important, that customer service piece.
Yes, good customer service and honesty.
Yeah, that's good. It gets people coming back, right?
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you do as a business, or even thinking about starting a new business, just remember that having that quality customer care is very important.
Very much so.
Well, what are some of the challenges that you've had, and how have you overcome them?
One of the biggest challenges for us, I would say, is staffing. Finding good staff that are willing to put in the time, willing to put in the effort, that don't just show up on time. They show up and they put in the effort to it.
Yeah.
So staffing has been a struggle for us. As I was saying before, I wasn't supposed to be here. It was supposed to be my husband, but I ended up coming in to help out because we were short-staffed, and that was a few years ago now. So we have been fortunate to find some, good staff recently, and we are working with them on training and getting them up to speed with how we like to do things, because of course every place does things different.
True.
Us being a small family-owned business is something that a lot of our customers like as well, because they like the small family versus the big box store.
Yeah.
They feel they get better. And so training staff and everything to do things being that small family versus the big box store.
Yeah, that's important. Training them the way that you want to, establishing that culture, so then whether you're present or not in the store, then they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, doing the same thing. So
yeah, very important. Well, who would you say has been your biggest supporter?
Well, I would say my husband and I, shockingly, work really well together. Never worked together before, but working with them. Meshing what he does excel in, I do different areas, and we work on the different areas well together.
Yeah. That's good, especially because you're working with your spouse in the business, but knowing that there's different strengths that you can work with. Yeah, that's good. Well, another question for you would be are there some tips, something that you can give to people listening, whether it's like if you're looking into opening a business, changing careers, just anything that in your experience would be like, hey, this is something that could be helpful for you?
Definitely just researching, being passionate. I know I have a couple of side businesses that I do, not just working here, which is helping people become healthier using non-chemical type thing. And we do a lot of that here. Of course, you have to sell chemicals for the spas and things, but we will teach customers they could use something as simple as vinegar to clean their spa versus putting the chemicals in it and stuff too. So we try and do that as much as we can. So I guess to kind of go back and be, one of the biggest things is just talk and share. Sometimes we're really bad at actually sharing what we do. Another good example is our neighbors on the one side of us knew that we had bought this place, but they had another company come out and replace their pool motor and didn't realize that we could physically do that. So talk about what you're actually doing so people that want to can actually support you. You don't have to like be verbal diarrhea all the time, saying everything all the time. But for me, one thing that I did just recently was I made up some postcards that kind of listed everything that we did. And I plan on giving those out to friends and, you know, people that we know, because, and since I've started doing that, they've been like, I didn't realize you did all that. I thought you just sold hot tubs, kind of thing. So kind of giving out something so that you don't have to feel like you're constantly saying something, I guess. In a I guess, because you don't want to be overpowering, like you don't want them to be like me, because sometimes people have somebody else already, which is fine, but you want them to know that you're there to help them too. So
that's true. No, yes, absolutely. And you know, you make a very good point, because what happens a lot of the time is that we might think that, okay, if I talk about this, I'm boasting about myself and look how good I am. But it's not about that. You want to share what you do in that way. Yes, not overpowering, not where that's the only topic of conversation. But it's okay to share what you do, what you're passionate about, all of those things. So I really like that you shared that info. So. Good. Well, thank you again for being in today's segment with Stand and Empower. And I do have one final question for you. How do you stand and empower?
I guess, I mean, I wasn't supposed to be working here, but I realized we were short-staffed and I wasn't going to have my husband come in and work by himself. So I jumped in without knowing a thing, and I've learned so many different things. But for me, the biggest thing is with my other two businesses, we have, you know, just sharing different information with customers, keeping everybody. And I mean, some of my other businesses have flowed over into this without me even knowing. For example, we've had some customers come in with some big health issues, and my husband, being a huge supporter of me, has shared with the customers that they should talk to me about the LifeWave patches, for example, or the Arbonne non-chemical products that I sell, because it's something that, you know, and again, it's not something that we tried to incorporate, but when you hear somebody come in and explain that they've got these major health issues and they're struggling and all of this, and they're here to buy a spa to try and get some pain relief, it's nice that, you know, we work it all together and we give them the information without them feeling that we are overpowering them. Because one of our biggest things here is, even when we're selling a spa or anything like that, here's the information. Let us know. Some places you go into and they'll be like, what can we do to get you into this today? How can I sell
really
you this?
Pushy.
And we encourage people to go look elsewhere. We actually will tell them, these are some things we've heard from our customers. Make sure that you ask where the product is made. Make sure you ask what the warranty is like. Make sure you ask these questions. And so a lot of customers come back and they say to us that they liked that there was no pressure, that it was good. We got the information. And we have had multiple customers that have become like family to us. When they come in, they ask us how we're doing, they bring us cookies, they give us hugs, different things beautiful. Like that. So we so that's kind of nice.
And
too.
It's that relationship part of it, of just doing business, and when it also happens organically, that's great.
Right, which is exactly how some of that has has happened.
Well, thank you again for the valuable information that you shared in today's segment. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any additional questions for Michelle, her information will be in the link. And we will see you next time at Stand and Empower.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.